Hi everyone, this is Robert from TechRaptor. I'm here with Austin, our staff writer.
That's a weird way to introduce yourself.
Well, what else am I going to do, Austin? We're live on YouTube. I can't edit this.
Yeah, that's true.
We're here to talk about Persona because we got to play a few Persona games at Sega's booth. They had a bunch of Atlas games there. They also had Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, trademark, which we'll talk about that in a separate video, links down below. But first, Austin, you got a chance to play Fire Emblem Persona. How was Persona 5 Tacticus?
Well, I mean, it's actually not too far from the truth. It really does feel a bit like Fire Emblem Persona. So, here's the thing. It's a tactics game. Grid, right? You take turns, you move. It's not like Persona 5, but that's okay. It has the Persona characters, still has the style to it. Unfortunately, I had Mona on my team. There's also...
So you hate cats.
No, I like cats.
I guess Mona isn't a cat.
Yeah, don't call him a cat.
Don't call, yeah.
Like in Fire Emblem, of course, it's mainly melee based. Yeah, there's some ranged weapons. In Persona, it seems to take more advantage of those guns that you have in Persona games, like hiding behind cover placed. And what you're trying to do, of course, is defeat the enemies, which are also behind cover. Actually, it's more a bit like Mario Rabbids, if you've played that. So yeah, it's definitely a turn-based tactics game, but there's cover system, there's range. What I found pretty cool was that you can surround enemies and create this triangle attack that will take them out with a lot of damage, kind of like gotta remind me the name.
The all-out attack.
Yeah,
Persona.
yeah, I think that's actually what they call it. And so I can see you're trying to play around getting that all-out attack so that you can maximize your damage.
Right.
You also have your Persona powers that do AoE damage and stuff that's more powerful on these enemies. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the most in-depth, craziest tactical game, at least from what I saw. I only saw 10 minutes of it. But it nails the Persona feel. Actually, when you're playing, you have the soundtrack going the entire battle, vocals, and man, it's just... They don't miss with that. It is so good.
Yeah, so Persona 5 invented jazz. What would you say Tactica invented for...
Jazz, the sequel?
Oh, damn. Jazz 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean, it's they got Lynn back for the vocals.
Hell yeah.
I think that's her name. And it's a great time. I'm gonna see. I mean, I can see myself playing it I'm gonna consume that shit like crazy, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's super up your alley, right? You love Fire Emblem. You
Yeah.
you like Persona. I mean, it's the mixture of both.
It's honestly if there was a Persona spinoff that I would play, that is probably the perfect one. Strikers is pretty good, but I think this is definitely for me. And
Yeah.
if that sounds like something you're interested in, if you like all that, then no doubt check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if Persona 5 is gonna be up there in the Persona series for the most spin-offs from one main line. Because you got the dancing one, you've got the
Strikers.
Tactica and Strikers.
Yeah.
Persona Q2 kinda. That one's a spin-off of all of them, and Q1 was 3 and 4, but I'm still waiting.
There's probably more. Who knows?
And the one that's only in China, the mobile gacha game that's only Persona 5X.
I actually want to play that.
Why?
I mean, gotcha.
They did gotcha. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the cart racer that everyone joked about, back when they first started doing Persona 5 spin-offs. We'll see what happens, but I am okay with playing this different Persona 5 game called Persona 3 Reload. Because that game is just Persona 5 with a Persona 3 skin, and I mean that in a great way. It's got all the quality of life updates from Persona 5, the baton pass is there, but they call it the shift mechanic. The menus, nothing stops moving in any of the menus, just like in Persona 5. It is so cool and fun to look at, and the style is it's less hard lines and edges and jazzy fusion-y than Persona 5, which makes sense because Persona 3, the main motif there is that game invented hip hop. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, there's no other. Other hip hop
Of
before
course.
Persona 3.
I mean,
of
we
course.
didn't just go to the Museum of Pop Culture to learn about hip hop,
Yeah,
right?
and this video is sponsored by the city of Seattle. But yeah, there's hip hop there as the main motif for the music, and they did re-record a lot of it, or at least based on what I was hearing, a lot of it felt re-recorded, or there were new tracks that I don't remember, but also it's been over a decade since I
Yeah.
played 3, I think.
It's a bit of an old game too. Well, at least the original. So, how do you
Yeah.
think it does transitioning over to 2023?
I mean, depends which original you're talking about. The original, FES, portable,
Well,
I know.
I guess P3P, right?
Yeah, well, that's always been the dilemma with Persona 3, and I think this one, if I remember right, they made the decision. There's no woman you can play as for the main character. There's no option for that, and I don't think they're going to be doing the answer content from FES. But in terms of core, like playing Persona 3, it feels so good because it looks fantastic. Like it looks almost better than Persona 5, honestly.
Well, from what I've seen, like graphically, it has kind of gone a step further than Persona 5, which granted, Persona 5's been out since like 2016 or something. But,
Yeah, it's
but it aged well.
Oh yeah, I mean that art style, it's pretty timeless. I mean, even now, going back to Persona 3, still looks
Yeah.
pretty good, honestly. But no, Reload, it looks fantastic, feels fantastic. The gameplay is the same as the whole, like, each button is mapped to, like, a different, this is your attack, this is your spells, etc., similar to 5, so that way there's no, like, there's minimal scrubbing through menus, which is great, because it just makes a turn-based game feel, quick, fresh, snappy, fun.
Yeah.
I mean, a small nitpick for me is everyone loves Mass Destruction. It's the battle theme for Persona 3. Very good. Classic song. I don't know if I like this version as much. And maybe it just needs to grow on me a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But, I don't know, it just didn't quite hit the same way for me, which, that's really nitpick. I'm still going to play the shit out of Persona 3, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
But it's still a good song, even in this, right?
It's a great song. He's easily one of the better, battle themes in an RPG that I've heard. So I don't know. There's nothing really to hate with Persona 3. It's what you would like if you played Persona 3 in the day, and you're like, I can't wait for this remake. It's gonna probably blow all your expectations out of the water. Like even to a T. Like even the enemies you fight, they're still the shadows. Because back in Persona 3, you didn't fight other personas as enemies. You fought these made-up shadow-type creatures.
Yeah,
And
see,
you still fight those.
I I haven't played it. I haven't played the original. So I'm curious, since I really like Persona 5, how well I like this. But it sounds to me like they've kind of made it into a alternate, well, they've used the Persona 5 DNA to reinvent Persona 3, which sounds a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, that's exactly it, basically. Because when I tried to go back to Persona 3 Portable, I think, a couple years ago, because I actually never played Portable. I only played FES. And there's a lot of little things that add up that make it to feel a little outdated, a little, stiffer and older and a little clunkier.
Granted, it is an old game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in FES, you couldn't even control your other party members. You would just give them strategies, and then they would do whatever's based on the strategy. But now, with this, you've got full control over your party members. You've got this quick, snappy menuing. Man, the effects are fantastic. Like when you, because Persona 3 was pretty controversial at the time.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's edgy.
Yeah, it's really edgy. It's a lot more edgy, I would say, than 5. But like you shoot yourself in the head to evoke your persona.
Don't do this at home.
Yes, and it's not a gun. It's one of those
It
weird,
sure looks like one.
It's an evoker, is what it's
Of
called.
course.
It's the same thing as like we use guns in the metaverse.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but yeah, you use the evoker, and when you hit an enemy with their weakness or you get a crit, there's a chance where they'll like cut in, the close up of the eyes of the character as they shoot the gun, and then when the gun shoots, when the evoker makes a loud noise, the close up shatters, and it just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
When it's just doing everything all at once, and then the all out attack, beautiful. It's just. It's the style and flashiness with the substance to back it up that Persona is known for.
Yeah. Oh, well, personally, having never played it, I'm excited to experience it. And this way. I'm glad that they're making it accessible for people who probably like me got into Persona through Persona 5.
Yeah.
And it's probably a pretty good stepping stone to just like explore the other parts of the series from the sounds of it. I still want to hit Persona 4. We'll see, but maybe they'll remake it. Who knows?
I mean, hey,
but I'm excited to just play more Persona.
oh, same. I am looking forward to a Persona 6, but honestly, Persona 3 Reload, I am kind of just as excited about.
Yeah.
And honestly, Golden still holds up. Persona 4 Golden, and that's worth checking out, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that does it for this quick little video for us from TechRaptor. If you want more, we've just recorded a bunch of videos. Why don't you tell the folks what you just recorded that will come out on the YouTube channel, maybe not in the chronological order of how we recorded it.
Well, yeah, we talked about Super Mario Wonder, which we saw at Nintendo Live, which are two separate videos because Nintendo Live is a whole experience and, of course, the game. And what the hell else did I talk about?
Animal Well.
That's right.
Animal Well. You might know that from Video Game Donkey's YouTube channel.
Actually, a really cool game, though. Definitely check that video out because we have a lot of cool things to say about it, a lot of cool things we saw. So
Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, and tune in for the next video.